Alright, what is going on, guys? TheNewEnforcer here, bringing a brand new video, and in today's video I'm bringing you guys yet another best class setup video here on Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered, or COD 4 Remastered, or whatever you want to call it. And as you guys can tell by the gameplay, the thumbnail, the title, all that kind of stuff, we're going to be doing the best P90 class setup here on MWR. Now, the P90 has the most bullets of any submachine gun in the game with 50, and it shoots extremely fast, but isn't really that good at long range, so keep that in mind as we are doing this class setup. But with that being said, let's just hop right into the class. Alright, now jumping into the class, we have the P90, of course, with the suppressor attachment. Now for the sidearm, you can either use the Desert Eagle, the Commander Desert Eagle, or the 44 Magnum. But if you don't have any of them unlocked, if you're too low of a level, or if you haven't unlocked the Magnum out of supply drops yet, you can use the USP-45. That one is the best option out of the other three. For tactical, I have Stun Grenade, and for Perk 1, I don't know why this is RPG, we want Special Grenades ×3, Bandolier or Frags ×3, either one of those three works. For Perk 2, we have Juggernaut. This is a really big toss-up between Juggernaut and Stopping Power. I like both of them. And for our third perk, we have either Extreme Conditioning or Steady Aim. Alright, so now that you guys have seen the class, I'm basically going to explain why I use things that I do and why I believe you should use things that I do. Now, for the suppressor on the P90, this thing is already an extremely close range weapon that really won't find itself at too much of an advantage at long range. So I said, what's the point of not staying off the radar while using it? And that's why I put on the suppressor, because it really helps you just stay off the radar, and with this gun you can be really stealthy in comparison to a lot of the other guns in the game that include like the M4 carbine and really any other submachine gun except for the MP5. I really wouldn't recommend running silencer. So this weapon is very good in that respect, to where it is one of the only guns in the game where you can actually run a silencer and it'll do well. Now for our secondary, I would recommend the 44 Magnum, the Desert Eagle, or the Commander Desert Eagle, because they are the three best pistols in the game. Now of course, if you don't have them unlocked, the USP-45 is the best out of the M1911 and the M9. So I would just recommend either using the Commander Desert Eagle, 44 Magnum, or USP-45. Either four of those really work. There's really a toss-up between those four, if you really ask my opinion. Except if you have the more powerful pistols unlocked and not the USP-45, I would recommend using them instead of the USP-45. Now for a tactical, I use stun grenades because basically they're the best in the game in my opinion. You can throw them the fastest, you know. Their duration isn't as long as flash grenades, but they're still extremely good, and they're really helpful in the long run. Now for Perk 1, I would recommend Special Grenades ×3 because, you know, Special Grenades are really invaluable in this game. They are very powerful, as you guys may or may not know, by the flash grenades, and also they're very powerful in the stun grenades as well, because of you can just disorient your enemies just so easily, and you know, it just really helps you out in that long run. And now for Bandolier, I'd recommend running that really just if you don't want to run Frags ×3 or Special Grenades ×3. If you guys think that those are cheap, Bandolier is the best one compared to the other perks that aren't Special Grenades ×3 and Frags ×3. And I would recommend Frags ×3 because the frags in this game are absolutely lethal, as you guys know. So that is why I would run Frags ×3. Now for Perk 2, I would run Stopping Power on some maps and Juggernaut on other maps. It really just depends on what you think. I would run Juggernaut on medium to larger maps like this one right here, Showdown. And I would run Stopping Power on maps like Shipment, Vacant, and stuff like that. But you can still flank your enemies very easily with either or. But just on longer range maps, you need to be able to stay alive longer to actually kill people. So that is why I run Juggernaut on those maps and Stopping Power on the other. But either one works really well for this weapon. Now for our Perk 3, I would recommend Steady Aim again for those smaller maps. The smaller maps, you're really going to want to use Stopping Power, Steady Aim. But for larger maps, say like an Overgrown, this Extreme Conditioning is really only for the really large maps in the game, like Overgrown, Crossfire, you know, Crash. Maybe you might want some Extreme Conditioning, especially on a submachine gun. And since this is a submachine gun, you can run the longest with it, so that is another reason why I would use Extreme Conditioning. But with that being said, that's going to be the end of the class setup. Let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think about this class setup, if you guys use it, and also tell me, if you do, what your best gameplay is that you get with this class setup. So with that being said, as I said, it's going to be the end of the video. So this is TheNewEnforcer. Leave a like, subscribe to the video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.